Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast with your host, Miss D. And I just wanted to come through just to remind you guys, if you are ready to start your own podcast or rebrand and relaunch your current podcast, this is the time. Go to my show description, Idea to Launch Academy. That is how I'm here. It is a self-paced course and you can do this within 30 days. So don't wait anymore. Just go to my show description, click that link. You will not be disappointed. And let's get on this together. Enjoy the show. So, But welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Practicing my vocal skills since it looks like these are the times to do it.
Right.
I was part of the choir in high school for like one semester, I think it was. Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I did not make it past one semester. All right. So here we are. We are tuning in to another episode of Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast with your host, Miss D. And I have a pretty amazing guest today, guys. Introducing to you my very favorite, Miss Steph.
Hi, guys.
Yes. All right. So we're going to dive right in because I need to decompress. I do have, y'all can't see this, but I am drinking a glass of wine and I just brought this out from the sideline because I'm a little irate today. Just a tiny bit. Okay. Let me take this sip. And I'm going to tell you why, because I had a plan of what I wanted to discuss because I needed to vent a little bit. And then I tagged you. Okay. I commented and I tagged you. And
sure
ladies and gentlemen, today is April the 5th. And we officially have the first reported news in the Bronx. There is a
I can't even take it.
In the Bronx Zoo with coronavirus. Now, I ask you all and Steph, how did we get here? How did this happen?
It's like, why did it have to happen in the Bronx out of all places?
Out of all the places. Oh my God. The same thing I was thinking too. This is just going to add to one more shit for people to talk about the Bronx. You know it. You know that's what's going to happen.
I can't take
Absolutely.
it. Like, why does a tiger get coronavirus? It doesn't even make sense.
No, it does not. I would like to interview the person who was taking care of this tiger. Okay. I'm feeling already some type of way about tigers because I watched Tiger King. So you already know that's like the new social media topic of discussion these days. I don't even want to get into that because it's just so shady. It's not even funny how shady that whole situation is. And it's at the expense of tigers, right?
So I haven't watched that. However,
you haven't.
No, okay. But I think it's crazy.
Oh,
the whole, from what I see on social media, it just sounds crazy.
Yes, but you saw the comments, right? You saw the shit that's being talked about. Okay, did you? First of all, I've never heard of the term throuple. And I'm into some shit here and there, I am. My listeners will get to continue knowing me. But a throuple.
Well, I heard of a throuple from Horrible Decisions because Wheezy was in one for a while.
Right. This is like my first time seeing it with pink button-down shirts. I have never seen it that way. And it's also the way they're saying it. It's like, I don't know. I was just like, but y'all straight? Everybody's straight here. But they're in a fucking throuple.
Yeah,
I don't understand. I'm very confused. I hope he comes out just so there could be like a sequel or some shit like that. I don't know. So this man could clarify a few things here because I'm very confused. What that show's all about. Very confused. But yeah, I'm feeling some type of way about the tigers in Tiger King. Now the tigers in the Bronx Zoo, but the poor tiger is infected with COVID. I think it said infected or is suspected of, but the point is, it is in the Bronx and it has now hit the Bronx Zoo. And so not too long ago, we were talking about how much we advocate for animals, and Bronx Zoo being one of the places that we've actually visited and we actually, do appreciate. And so to hear that, it's very, very disappointing.
Right.
But also just a slightly bit comical because I did not expect that. I did not see it coming, but it's here. And it's in the Bronx Zoo, guys. So with that being said, while I encourage everyone to contribute to the Wildlife Conservatory Society, please stay away from the Bronx Zoo. Do not come to the Bronx Zoo because clearly our animals are getting infected. Okay? So stay the F away.
Seriously.
But yeah, Steph. So I needed to decompress a little bit further because I'm having a struggle still with finding a balance with the whole COVID vibe and all these COVID tendencies that I've fallen into. For example, something has happened that I never thought would happen. I'm cooking on the regular. When I got a divorce, I divorced the kitchen.
I hear that.
We broke up also. We did. We absolutely did break up. And so I'm finding myself cooking dinner every goddamn day. Like, what the fuck? I'm running out of ideas.
Well, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, apparently.
I do not know what else to do. I'm losing track of time. I'm Googling recipes. I'm Googling ideas. I'm searching for hashtags. I honestly don't know what else to do. I would like to know how you have been coping with this part of COVID life.
So for me, it hasn't really hit me because I'm working still. So I'm not home. I'm only home on the weekends. And my son has been with his dad. So I don't cook at all. I maybe cook Sundays for the week and then that's it.
No. My son is here. He's not going nowhere. He's not. His father lives in Florida, so he's not going to go nowhere no time soon.
Right.
And he's hungry. Apparently he can
And he's a growing boy. So you can only imagine.
Kid. So let me just say, he just made me realize how fearful I am if I do encounter a worthy enough man to enter this home, because those are going to be two hungry motherfuckers. And I don't know how the fuck to deal with that at this point.
Girl.
I'm very worried. I don't have time to be cooking like this. This is not okay.
It's a lot.
But I realize that I am maybe sort of kind of at the category of perhaps a stay-at-home mother. Not that I want to be. I do not. Okay. Anybody who knows me knows what I want. Since the first few episodes, I would prefer a stay-at-home dad.
Right.
A daddy. But I think I've built up on some skills here. And I think I could possibly be a stay-at-home mother. Have you encountered any skills? Just being with this whole quarantine.
Well, with the quarantine, it's more so with my podcasting. So I've been learning that.
Yeah.
That's what I've been spending my time on.
Yes. We have a launch date.
So it's going to be May 1st. It was going to be the middle of April, but I'm like, I would rather it be the 1st.
Got it. Perfect. And I'm so happy you mentioned it, because this is exactly how I wanted to have the formal introduction to my listeners on how Steph and I met.
Yes.
So we virtually met. Mm-hmm. So this is not strange to us to have this virtual conversation. We virtually met through a common, I don't want to call it the common denominator, but it sounds so negative, but it is, right? Because there is a common being in there. And it's, Carla Ramirez, Carla Circle. We're fans of her. We're fans of her show. We're both clearly have taken or are taking Idea to Launch Academy.
Yes.
So we happen to click through this circle of women who are all pretty fucking amazing, and like
they really are
outlet. Yes, like I really feel like I know all of y'all. I really do. And I have my girlfriends. I have my friends.
Same.
Don't get me wrong. I talk to them all day, every day. But there's just something about this group that's just so genuine. Mm-hmm. And Steph and I, we've been able to just click and genuinely build a form of a friendship and a connection here. And so I definitely wanted to get her on here because I know she has. I don't expect her to spill all the tea here of her journeys and her stories, because y'all got to tune into her podcast to hear all of that. But I wanted to shine some light on that because, for one, in getting to know you and the few things that you have mentioned and what I see you developing for your own show, it's pretty fucking amazing. You are also a very transparent woman. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's how we are here.
Has to be.
But most importantly, I just heard your episode with Carla, and I just want to commend you so much for being so open and transparent on that.
Thank you.
Like I said, guys, I know she's going to spill the tea on her show. But I definitely wanted to see if you could share a little bit of what ignited you to pursue the podcasting life.
So originally, the podcast was supposed to be with me and my mom. My mother had gastric sleeve surgery about 2 years ago. She's doing great, amazing progress, all of that. I have struggled with my weight my whole entire life. It's genetic. My mom struggled with her weight, so I struggled with my weight as well. Back in 2013, I lost about 75 pounds.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. That
Beautiful.
was, yeah. I mean, I gained some of that back since then. Okay. So but that happens. So I was actually thinking of getting the gastric sleeve surgery because also Mandy from Horrible Decisions, she had it as well.
She did. Mm-hmm.
And I figured me and her have very similar body types. So I was like, if she can do it and she was able to do it, I figured maybe I can. So originally the thought was that my mom and I would do this podcast and we would talk about that.
Got it.
However,
I'm waiting.
My mom is not as committed as I am. So I revamped the whole thing, and it's basically just going to be my struggles with my weight. There's going to be information about possibly me having the gastric sleeve because that's not off the table, but it's mostly going to be about my journey.
Okay. Beautiful. And so that's where I'm really like leaning into listening to your show too, because I'm actually in healthcare like for 13 years, right? And for about 3 or 4 of those years, one of the sectors that I, very much so was devoted to was bariatric surgery. Mm-hmm. And there was such a misconception with that world. And I realized that when I started working there, and even for me being in healthcare, a lot of people used to see it as it was an easy way out, for people to lose weight. But then when you see the journey that these people go on, just to have that surgery, to get to the surgery, then it's the surgery, and then it's after, it's a whole different world. Right. It's a whole different life. I fear anesthesia, so I stay away from the elective surgeries. Like I would have to like be dying for someone to like tell me you have to have surgery, because I fear it so much, and I've mostly worked in surgery. But when I saw like what those journeys look like for patients who are choosing
it's not easy
that route, it's not. There's a lot of discipline to it, and I honestly commend the people who choose to go that route and who are able to stick to it, and who are lucky enough to not have quote unquote a bad reaction to it, because it doesn't always go well for everyone, and that's heartbreaking to also see, because I've seen it too, for sure. So for me, it's insightful, and I look forward to your show, because for my weight loss, because I fear surgery, I've chosen the longer path of trying to do it naturally, of trying to build the discipline and the commitment of going to the gym, of working out with trainers. It's worked for me. I've lost a significant amount of weight, 54 pounds.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. But it's so hard. Again, that discipline and the commitment is hard to continue, and it's hard to keep it. And again, it goes back to something that you said too. The body types is like, when you see the transformation coming along, right? And you're thinking to yourself, well, why my arms are still this way, or why my legs are still this way. I'm changing the way I'm eating, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And it's like, you come to realize like there's a difference between losing weight, and then there's another point of you redefining your whole structure.
Right.
And that's a whole other battle. So I am so excited to have your show launch, because I definitely want to hear all about your journey, and the transparency in that. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage.
It does. It took a lot of self-acceptance to get here. For me, and I'm just going to put this out here, my skinny weight is 170. That's skinny for me.
Got it.
So I know people hear that and they're like 170 pounds. Like, that's huge. No, everybody's body type is different. So the way I carry my weight is different from the way other people carry their weight. So at me at 170, I look small. But
right.
It's just
so the last time I was 170 was 14 years ago, before Marcus, and that was my skinniest. That was my skinniest, 170. That was the last time. So crazy, right? Because to others it's like, but you're still big. You're not skinny.
Right.
And it's like, I know that, but that is my skinniest. That is the thinnest that I've ever been. So like, for me to get to that, like, it's like, holy shit.
It would be so exciting. You would be so hype. When I hit that again, I hit 167 was my lowest. And I will never forget, it was Cinco de Mayo weekend. You couldn't tell me anything, girl.
Tell me you took tequila shots with that shit.
That was a Cinco de Mayo to remember. Like, it goes in the books. I wasn't even here. I was in Atlanta. It was crazy.
How is Atlanta? I got a girlfriend that just went, and she has such a good time.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's a different atmosphere from New York. It's funny because you go out there and the lounges, they're like in outdoor malls, kind of. It's so funny because it's like you're walking and it's like a Lucille Roberts down like a couple of doors from the club. It's so hilarious. Yeah.
Nah, we don't got that shit over here. You know that. Damn. Oh, damn. I need to try and make it out there then, one way or another.
It's a good time for sure.
Oh, man. All right. So, I mean, so far so good. I'm very happy for you. You're definitely going to launch this May 1st. Stay tuned, guys, because I sure will be. And we're going to blast that shit all over the place because that's when she launches. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to just, make a public announcement that I have built up on some stay-at-home mom skills, but not that I plan to be, because it's not going to happen.
I mean, you never know.
Stay-at-home time.
Maybe you'll marry a millionaire and you have to stay home.
But I like to leave, especially after this quarantine shit.
That's a fact.
I miss leaving the house.
I am happy that I'm not stuck at home for that, because it can take a toll on like your mental health. Just seeing the same four walls, especially in New York. It's not like we have so much space.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
we don't. And it's so I'm glad you're mentioning New York, right? Because there's definitely one thing I want to talk about today, because I'm so stuck on it, right? Because I felt a little bit judged with that video that I showed you. But I felt judged. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not. But I had someone, they know someone that I know. So we happen to be Facebook friends, and they posted this video. I guess this like conspiracy theorist type of thing. No judgment on that, to be honest. It is what it is. People will believe what they want to believe, and they are entitled to repost whatever they want. Okay. But, this person doesn't live here in New York. And so the content of it was videos after videos, like different shots of like things that were coming up on the news, and then allegedly people showing up the next day or hours later or something to these locations of where the news outlets were reporting that there was such a casualty war zone like issue with this whole COVID pandemic, right? And I realized that, this person shared it, and I realized there were other people commenting. And so I'm going to be nosy here, right? Because I watched the whole video. I see what the question is. The question is it really this serious, or is the media just like exaggerating?
I hate that.
And yeah, right. So I'm looking at all the comments, and everybody that commented, they don't live in New York. But they're saying what their nursing friend said, or their doctor friend said, or whatever, but nobody's living in New York. This person doesn't live in New York. And I'm noticing this, and I'm like, well, hold up a second. You're posting a video about New York, but none of these people, not even yourself, live here in New York. So what the F do you guys know about what we're going through or what we see here?
Right.
And so I made the decision to comment very generally because, and I'm sure you know this, being in healthcare also, I can't disclose too much information from what I know or from what I see or what my experience is as a healthcare worker. But I generally said that while the media does tend to exaggerate on a lot of things, I said, do not comment so much on what happens in New York. If you're not from here, you're not seeing it day to day. If you're going to ask the question of what's being put on the media, why don't you ask people from New York instead of having a million people comment that, oh, it's not that serious. Oh, my sister says she only has this many patients. Like, it's not that serious. That's not how it is. That's not true. You people are not here in New York City to see what we see. You people are not here to walk down Fifth Avenue, Madison Avenue, Lexington Avenue to see the zombie land that it looks like in Manhattan, because there are still areas. Okay, so I'm not exaggerating, right? No. Because you have been down, you've been working still. Like, I just needed to put that shit out there because I had to address that post. I had to address these people. And I felt like I had to address the ignorance. It's like, dude, nobody is going to show you all the madness day to day. Like, we're trying here. Like, everybody is trying to figure things out for the greater good of our society, our communities. These health systems are really, really, really trying. Do I feel like, does that make it better that PPEs are missing? No. Do I feel like it's okay for people to just be on the front line and exposed without proper gear? Absolutely not. But dude, this whole fucking bullshit, it's like,
for them to say it's not that crazy here when we're literally shipping in nurses and doctors from other states because we cannot handle it.
No.
My friend,
did you get the Amber Alert?
Yes, I was on the train. I was like, scared the hell out of me.
Yo, I got scared.
It was crazy. But I know someone who came from Houston and is in Woodlawn Hospital.
Really?
Because she doesn't have family, and she was like in a little town within Houston where they don't have that many cases, so they needed help, and she offered to come. Wow. They set her up in like a hotel, and she goes to work in Brooklyn every day.
Wow. I actually touched base with one of my close friends who is a nurse, and I just wanted her to know like how grateful I am for her, and just checking in on her. And she definitely expressed herself, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I definitely cried reading her message, knowing what she's feeling, living, and how this is taking a toll on her. And so I could just imagine how much this is affecting everyone else, like all these nurses, doctors, the people that are cleaning the hospital, who we call environmental. Like, it's just so many people doing all the work at the front line. And it's very upsetting. So I definitely wanted to decompress on that shit because I had to like pull myself away and disconnect from Facebook before I read another dumb comment from someone else, trying to belittle what the healthcare workers and all the frontline staff is living here in New York. Like, it definitely ticked me off. So that's one thing. The other thing I wanted to ask about, because I know recently you kind of like ranted on your stories and you've had some social media shenanigans going the fuck on. So I just wanted to check in with you and make sure you was feeling. First of all, let's address one thing that I saw. And tell me if you feel comfortable even giving details on the shit. But was somebody really trying to quarantine and chill with you? Like, is that shit for real? No, you lying.
No, not just one. I was
hoping you were.
I want to say within the past 3 weeks, About 5 guys have tried to hit me up. And these are guys who I had dated in the past. We are no longer talking. Or maybe we started talking, but it never went anywhere. Or just straight strangers from like Instagram that we've never met, never really spoken. And they're just like, hey, would you like to watch a movie with me? No, I wouldn't.
Are they like in New York City? Like they're in the tri-state area?
Yeah. It's just, it's ridiculous. We're in quarantine. You're not coming to my house. I'm not going to your house. And we're not having a date 6 feet apart. Like, this is not the time.
Arm's length. Don't touch me. Like, I don't even think it's safe to say blow me a kiss.
Right. Nothing is safe.
There should be no blowing whatsoever, guys. But when I saw that shit, first of all, okay, I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. I'm very serious about this question, and I'm very concerned, and I have every intent to someday come across a doctor and ask the doctor this question. How is sex supposed to happen?
It's not.
It's not, right? Okay, because I hear a lot of people like, oh, you quarantine and chill. You should just really be having sex with the person you live with. Oh, I don't know. There's people cheating.
Well, here's the thing. So. Like, if you're quarantined together and like neither of you are really going anywhere, then I mean, you can have sex. Like, but if that other person is going to work and coming back, and you have to stay in your own room because I don't know. And
don't get me wrong, it's not about the person itself.
Right.
It's just, for me, it's kind of like, we still don't know the depth of this shit. Like, we don't have a vaccine. They're saying, oh, it's like flu-like symptoms. But when you think about it, it's like, okay, if I have a cold and I kiss my partner, I'm going to get him sick. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how does it work? Like, I don't recall ever in my 34 years of life, 34 years of life and in my 21 years of fucking, I do not ever remember me being with flu-like symptoms and still having energy to have sex. Yeah. So I'm just a little bit confused, and I'm very concerned with these quarantine and chill text messages I saw you getting.
It's just all ridiculous.
Girl, I'm not even going to, let me tell you what I did to ensure that I don't come across that shit from men that I know would dare to do that.
Right.
I went to my phone, my contacts, and I blocked them. And I made sure they were blocked. Yes, I did.
That's because what you have to do.
I know them. I know how they are. And they're just disturbing. They just don't get it. They think it's like, oh, let me go quarantine and chill with her. She's going to be cooking, which they know I'm going to be cooking. But that's
a whole other story. Because I also feel like there's some men out here that might live with maybe a family member. Right. And they don't want to be stuck at their mother's house. So they want to come to my house, stay with me so I can cook, clean, and no, sir. Please keep your homosexuality over there.
I can't with you. That is so awesome. Oh my God, that made me laugh just now. I can't. That cracked me up. All right. So, I mean, I'm glad you stuck to, your guns, and you did not allow that to, roll too deep. Jesus Christ. Imagine if you would have been able to, like, how do you make a decision with the 5 that were hitting you up? Like, how do we decide who gets to come over or not?
Listen,
like, I would not have been able to pull this off at all whatsoever.
The only person I would have invited to my house was like, I'm not leaving Brooklyn. So that's not going to happen. He didn't hit me up on some quarantine and chill. But we have, we speak almost every day. And he asks me how I'm doing. He knows like Ethan's situation and all of that. So he's just like, I'll see you when all of this is over. And I'm like, bet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's cool. I do. I mean, that's not, so he like executively decision said, no, I'm not leaving Brooklyn. I mean, well, that, you know what though? I appreciate that 100%. That
he's not playing with the corona, and I don't blame him.
No one should. No one should be playing. No one should, honestly. Okay. So, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, and great moment, right, to go into this conversation. All right, with this whole quarantine and chill, guys. I really wanted to talk about this shit, and I gave Steph the heads up on it. Because it also kind of like pissed me off to see this too, and I felt very, very, very judged when I saw this video. So there was a video, guys. There was a video. I felt judged. No, I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. So my point that I feel strongly no one should be having sex during this very difficult time.
Right.
Okay. Because we just don't know how the shit happens, right? We haven't figured it out. I have, more than enough resources, tools, I should say. Let's call them tools. They're tools. I have tools, guys. And they come in handy. They're rechargeable, not battery at all, and they're waterproof. They're very pretty and have a little light on it, and so they work wonders. I'm not even gonna lie. Yes, they've been in a lot of use during this quarantine time.
Well, the CDC said the best sexual partner is yourself during this time.
Yes. And so along with self-care, especially as women in our 30s, we're both 34.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
We should really take this time to discover ourselves and our bodies. It is so much fun when you can get to know yourself.
I don't know about you, but sex in my 30s was way crazier than sex in my 20s. And it's just like, I don't know what happened to me when I turned 30.
Girl, let me tell you. I have had so much fun. Yes. So much fun. It's not even fun. It's not even funny. Like it just has been the greatest moment for me. You know what I mean? Like I can't. Like I feel like I've discovered myself more now than ever, and which is fine. It's perfectly fine if that's the case. But also it's having the balls, being ballsy to explore, being ballsy to be more open-minded.
And the confidence too.
And the confidence, yes. For me, I'm just going to put it out there because it's definitely going to be something I want to explore in the future in one of the episodes. So stay tuned, everybody. When I turned, let me think about this so I don't give the wrong information. The 33rd birthday. The person that I have been dealing with, I went to my first swingers club.
Oh, wow.
And yes. And it's like, it's the most like, so remember I said I want to stay at home dad? Like the open-mindedness I need this man to have.
Right.
Is to a whole other level.
That is a fact.
It is definitely a world that I would love to be able to have as always an option.
Right.
To go to. For sure. 100%. It's very enjoyable. It's enticing. And, it came all with the wave of hitting the 30s. It came all with the wave of my weight loss journey, feeling myself on a different level. The self-care, the me time, and then just discovering myself. Like, let's not go too far. Quite frankly, I feel that masturbation is completely different once you hit 30 as opposed to in your fucking 20s, in my opinion.
I don't even think I did it. I didn't own a vibrator in my 20s. I just didn't.
Oh, girl, I did. I have a whole collection. It's just I don't let them go. I just keep adding to it. And I have no shame on it either. Like I am the woman who, if you as a man tell me I've never used toys in the bedroom, well, we're going to use it. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. We going to do this. And you are always going to remember me for this. And you're going to tell your friends probably too. There probably are. There's probably somebody out there who has already done this, and that's perfectly fine. But I don't like the shame that there is to it. I've hosted toy parties in my house. For myself, for friends, for my sister, for her birthday party. That was like the coolest one ever. And I've seen some women not be able to really be free on it because whether it's because they were married or their husbands didn't like it or their partners didn't like it. And for me, it's just kind of like, I get it. There's always going to be gender roles. There's always going to be this like machismo thing, right? And I get it. I just see it from a different angle. I feel that I love myself. I love satisfying myself.
Right.
And who better than to continue to play with than the person who I love the way they satisfy me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so for me, it's just kind of like sex in the 30s has just been a whole other level of exploration.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is girl, have you ever tried claws? Not you, like on your body.
No. Claws?
Like someone trying it, claws, like chains. Like you ever heard Rihanna song "Chains and Whips Excitement"?
Yeah.
And like claws. Yeah, claws.
Okay.
I'm moving my hands here, guys, so she can see what I'm talking about. This quarantine life shit is really fucking with me right now. Claws. Okay, so not you, claws, because we know we got nails.
Right.
I mean your partner putting on claws and just touching your body and basically mind fucking you.
Yeah. So no, I've never tried that, but it sounds like something interesting.
I have the company that has,
you will forward me that information after.
Yes, I'm gonna forward you that information because it's definitely something I want to normalize on this platform. But I also want to make it like out there, like the mind fucking is like amazing. And I say that because I think it takes a lot, again, to get to know yourself, what your body is transmitting of liking, of enjoying. And so for some of us, that is considered essential. Okay.
Hello.
And I say this, okay, because I feel very judged. Now, there was a video, okay, and we're just, mind you guys, I haven't even named none of this whole conversation with segments. And so we just threw out my segment of As Raw as It Gets, and we just threw out Double or Nothing out the window because this is how my conversations with Steph are. Okay, we just talk about this bullshit. My man went on a microphone on a podium. Okay, there's a video circulating.
He sure did.
And he said, you know, people got to stay inside the house or whatever. And he scrutinized people, women. Well, I mean, I can't even count.
It might not just be women.
I mean, but I felt like he was talking to women the way
he thought he was talking to women.
He thought he was talking to women. And is it safe to say? I mean, maybe he was an Amazon worker. I mean, I don't know, but he just felt some type of way about people ordering dildos.
That he felt to single that out.
Dildos. I do not know how many dildos he has touched in these last, what day are we, guys? 18, 19,
It's
20?
been a lot, clearly.
Okay. So I don't know how many dildos he has had to deliver. I don't know how many dildos may have fallen out of a box. I do not know how many dildos he may have touched, actually. But he felt some type of way. I could hear him saying it very loud and clear through his surgical mask that he was responsibly wearing at the podium. Okay? He was responsibly wearing this, guys. He said, dildos are not essential. Come on.
He was upset. And I still want to know who pissed him off.
Maybe he caught his wife.
Maybe.
Getting a dildo. I don't know. But I got offended. Okay? Because
it's essential.
First of all,
well, I feel like it's essential. When you sent me that video, I had to check my email because I'm like, okay, where's my vibrator that I just ordered? I was supposed to get it Friday. I still don't have it. So I am a little upset.
We have a little problem, right? Okay. So when I saw that video, I went to double check that my newest team member of my clan was fully charged because we might have needed to play a little bit. It's a Tiffany color.
Oh,
I love it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Clearly, it's her favorite.
Clearly, it's my favorite. You know, when they have 7 functions, that's your favorite. I had to go make sure it was charged, and then I said to myself, "Well, fuck, if I outwear this shit, what's my backup?" So I had to bring out my whole goodie box. I had to bring out the whole goodie box. Okay. And I had to make sure I had batteries for the ones that needed batteries. I had to make sure the other ones that the chargers were working. Okay. The glass one that I have, that one is just beautiful. So that one is pristine in its own being. I had to like make sure I had everything lined up in order, charged. I had the right amount of batteries just in case, because at this point, we're probably going to go into another fucking 20 to 30 days of quarantine. Okay.
They're saying it might go through August. Yeah.
That's a lot. I'm gonna need a new one. See?
Listen, I'm just upset. I
need to explore a brand new one.
Like summer, we're really gonna miss summer. And people in other states don't realize how bad that is for New Yorkers. Like, we literally live here, at least me. I live here just for the summer.
Steph, you hitting me with it right now. I have entertained the idea because I do plan to. This is my goal. I plan to move out of New York to be able to own a home and live in another state. I would love to go down south, down the East Coast. I wanted to go to Myrtle Beach, but according to Tiger King, I might be thinking about that shit once more. I don't know about that because, I'm a little scared. But the one thing that I always think about is, how do I make it that I could come back to New York in the summer?
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing beats the pumps on the corner being open and that water going, or the heladero going by.
I don't know what it is, but New York summers, there's just something in the air. It's a
vibe.
It's such a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Like, we invented the vibe.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, but you will know, because in case you didn't realize, I am a very outspoken and vibrant Latina. And so I'm always going to stick to this. And probably on every episode, I've hit my listeners with some form of Spanish here. Go to your Apple iTunes or to your Google or YouTube. Okay. I'm going to have to quote this so y'all know exactly what to search for. And then you're going to find it a way to translate it for yourself. But there is a song, okay, in the Spanish community.
I think I know what song you're going to say it.
Yes. And it's called Un Verano en Nueva York.
In Nueva York.
In Nueva York. And listen, that song in itself just explains to you what summer is like for us here in these New York City streets. And really, I mean, when we say it's a whole vibe, I don't care what background you are. I don't care what culture you are. There's not one person that doesn't walk down any Manhattan street, hears some salsa blasting, and doesn't bust out some moves. I've seen it. I've seen it. So we're going to quote this song for y'all to tune into it and download it and do what you got to do.
Yep.
So y'all can start feeling the vibes of how this shit is affecting us over here. It worries me now. And I'm going to have to go to Adam and Eve or to Romantic Depot or some shit now and order more fucking toys. Because
you can't be out here unprepared.
I can't. And on top of that, I read there is actually, I thought I read that there's a shortage on fucking condoms. I read somewhere about that shit. Now I said, is it, girl, I read it somewhere. I did. Yeah.
A shortage on condoms.
There's a shortage on condoms. I don't know what has been happening in the world of condoms.
Well, maybe they're using all the latex for gloves. Maybe.
Perhaps. I mean, at this point, they probably should. And do you see why people should not be fucking during this time?
Yes, if we're going to need the latex, there's a shortage on condoms. Gloves. We don't know what latex they're using now. Like, let's just chill.
We're going to need it for the gloves. We're going to need it for the gloves, guys. But when I read that, I'm like, yo, if there's like a fucking shortage on condoms, okay, and, for some of us who, might, I don't know, change the deck of cards once in a blue, and we need once in a while, I think
for those of us who practice responsible and safe sex.
That part, what she just said. I mean, what the fuck are we gonna do? Then I need more toys. I need more toys now. I do. I'm gonna need more toys because I honestly know 100% very transparent. I need answers. I have questions. I need answers. I need to know, how does COVID-19 affect sex? Because the reality is not everyone has someone they are living with.
Right.
And even when they do have someone they are living with, there is possibly a good chance somebody creeping with somebody else.
Right.
Let's just keep it 100 on this fucking episode. Okay.
All I have to do is open my DMs. Listen.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Let's just keep it real. And let's address it right now. You go to their fucking pages. It looks like one big happy fucking family, but they still sliding into your fucking DMs.
It's kind of disgusting. Like, in a way, for me, you're disrespecting your family, but then you're also disrespecting me. Like, you don't think I'm gonna see that you're married or that you have a girlfriend posting. What killed me was the Christmas this year with the matching pajamas, because everybody was matching pajamas.
Girl, and they so happy, right?
So happy.
They holding hands. They are so happy. They're holding hands. This is why I had to make sure certain people were blocked from my phone. Because it's ever so often the messages come through, and it's like, yo, what you doing? What's up with you? And it's like, yo, like, did you not just have like a whole Hallmark card going on your post? Because I thought you did. Like seriously. I had to block people. Like, and not just, listen, I'm not just dealing with like one phone number and one Instagram account. No. Oh no. They have like fucking 7. What the fuck?
But I said this earlier in like my Instagram stories. Ever since they made it so simple for you to have multiple accounts on your phone, people have all types of pages, all types of fake pages. And I'm just like, I don't have time.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, because I don't lie to Steph and I don't lie to my Carla Circle girls. Okay, I gave them some tea last night during our virtual party about some grimy karma shit that I did, but I don't give a fuck because I was in my right to do that shit. Okay, right. You just don't cross a Scorpio. You just don't fucking do that, and I'm a Scorpio, and like, if you on my good side, like if we're good, we're good. Right. I'm a rock with you. I'm a rock for you. I will cut a person who dares to taint your fucking name, but don't fucking cross me, because then we have a fucking problem. Like, I keep my friends very close, but my enemies even closer. Right. And so I'm going to catch a way. I'm going to find out a way to really jab you. So I shared a story with Steph, and I appreciate Steph not judging me or nobody in Carter Circle judging me.
We don't do that.
All. They've accepted me just a very complicated
Circle
way.
gang. We don't do that.
Circle gang. But I am one of those people who has a fake page. Okay. And the reason why is because, you know how you said earlier today, like, if you don't go looking for something, you're not going to find it. So I only go on it when I want to go look for something to find it. Right. Right. That's the only reason why. Okay. And our intuitions are usually pretty fucking good. Right. If I feel it, like something is telling me, nah, D, nah. Right. So you got to go check it out. I got to go log on. I have to go log on. I have to change my page. Now, I have currently 3 pages. I have my double dose of Miss D, my double dose of Raw Talk, and yes, my Carla Circle and my close friends and family. They know I have a very personal and private page that no one has access to except close family members and close friends. But then I just have that extra one, right? And so I do go on it. Now, the reason why I've chosen to go on that route, and I have no shame in this whatsoever. And if anybody ever needs me to look some shit up for them, just shoot me an email. Okay. I have no shame in it whatsoever, is because due to a fake page on Facebook 10 years ago, that's how I won my divorce. And I got everything I wanted. Right. The way I wanted it. So I believe that there is a good cause for fake pages.
So let me say this.
Go ahead.
I also have a fake page. I don't go on it often, but you have one. Right. But here's my thing. I don't use what I've learned from that with, how can I say, I don't get irate with it. Okay. I hold it in my pocket and I use that information that I gather for when it's necessary. Because what I'm not going to do is have you look at me like I'm crazy with a fake page, or have you use that as ammunition against me. You know? Point. So if I go on my fake page to look for something, it's because I'm looking for something or information. And I just gather it, take my notes, take my screenshots, get my receipts, and then pull it out when I need to. You understand?
Right. You don't just go start some shit.
I don't just go start some shit.
Got it. No. Got it. I don't think I've ever just started some shit. I think the wave of the 30s has definitely led me more into the whole realizing what the case is, and definitely holding that information to myself. And it's led me to the point of catching a person in a lie. Right. And let me be very clear on this. We are not by no means just talking about relationships or the opposite sex.
Right.
We mean like in all ways and shapes and
whether
forms,
it's like family or whatever the case may be.
Yep, exactly. I've definitely gone that route. I have, like I said, I have no shame in it, because sometimes it has been about protecting the space, my home, protecting my peace, and it's kind of like, okay, some motherfuckers are really good at hiding shit, okay? And sometimes you just have to do a little yeah.
When I really want to hide something, like, no one's gonna know about it. Like, I promise you. If I truly don't give a fuck, you're gonna find it.
You're gonna find out. Yeah, it's gonna be there. Yeah, I know. I feel you. This is why we're friends, guys. This is why her and I get along, because it's true. Like, majority of the time, I'm gonna want you to know what the fuck it is that you just found. So yeah, that's exactly how I feel. So I mean, it just makes me feel even more like content with my thought process here. It's like, I do feel judged. Like, for some people, we could look at it as a joking matter, but we could also look at it from a recommendation from CDC about masturbation, or even taking the extra precaution, like to make an announcement or to say, oh, dildos or whatever type of toys that people choose to use is not an essential item. I get it 100%, guys. We have essential items such as toilet paper, paper towels,
which we can't find anyway.
The mask, right? We can't find all the shit either, right? But I am really hung up on this whole thought process of, is it like, what is at this point safe sex, to be honest with you? I am so stuck on that because of the whole covering your face with a mask to take precaution. Here in the city, we're being told that whether you have it or not, whether you're symptomatic or not, like, you should just be covering your face at this point. That was the order that they placed. And so for me, it's like, fuck, I'm supposed to keep 6 feet away. So it's like, I can't hold your hand. I can't grab your arm. Should I be grabbing your dick?
Right. I think so.
I don't think I should.
It's not 6 feet away.
It's not. Mind you, my hand is like this over here.
Like,
I'm just standing here like, I can't. Like, I don't think this makes sense at this point. Like, I need more answers. I feel like there has to be more responsibility on the education we need now on what this shit is, okay? When we're thinking of continuing with life, there are people who are going to be able to do that, right? I know there's been a lot of loss for a lot of people, but there are people who are going to be able to continue with their life, continue with their families, and they're probably going to want to grow their families. I'm one who would, down the line, because I'm only 34, maybe in like 4 years, I'd like to have another kid. But how the fuck does this shit work? Like, because there was just so much downplay. I think it was on one of the social media outlets with the gossip pages. You heard of Dr. Drew?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard of
I've heard of Dr. Drew.
So apparently he was on fucking Fox and all these channels like, oh, it's nothing. It's just like the flu. It's just like the flu. And then it was like, no, asshole. Like, it's way more than that.
Like, seriously.
And he actually issued an apology.
Of course.
He posted a video. He issued a fucking apology, Steph. And for me, it's like, okay, so if it's not just like the flu, it's more than that. Then I need answers on how this is affecting not only sex lives, but also procreation. Like, are we really that fucking safe? I have questions and I need answers. Am I being dramatic here?
No.
Like, is this dramatic Daisy, coming to the surface?
Listen, because sex is good for your physical health. It's good for your mental health. Like, it's just, we need it. Some people need it. Maybe some people don't.
Right.
I need it. So if I can't get it from a partner, then I'm going to need for UPS to get their lives together so I can get my vibrator.
And deliver your fucking package. I'm with you on that. 100%. I need to now go place another fucking order because I'm not okay with this shit. I'm going to tell you why I'm afraid. My favorite Tiffany blue waterproof vibrator.
7
wow. 7 stages.
7 function.
With a little light. So pretty. The reason why I'm so concerned, remember I said I became like a housewife, right? Like I'm building on these skills if I ever choose to do some crazy shit and become that for myself. Dude, I killed my coffee machine. I killed it. I've been
like it just stopped working.
Coffee. It just stopped working. You know, I have a coffee machine to decorate my little kitchen area, right? So I don't really cook, guys. I don't have time, okay? I'm a single mama, you know, come home from work. It's not always just 9 to 5.
Right.
And thankfully, you know, there's people always in this multi-family house that I live in that there's always dinner done. So my son feeds and that's great. Like, he's good. So I have really, you know, become, domesticated, right? I became slightly domesticated these days, right? And so even my coffee, I don't fucking make it myself, okay? I have a coffee guy. He has not been there all these days.
Like like one of those carts?
Yeah,
okay.
Carrito, like right outside the train station.
Right.
Yeah. And so he's being responsible and he's in quarantine, which is great. But I realized in all these days that I have been at home and I have been just making coffee left and right all fucking day. Or at least it feels like I'm making it all fucking day. And then one fucking morning I got up to make the damn coffee and the machine did not turn on. Okay. I had a meltdown. I was freaking out. Okay. I called my neighbors to see if anybody had coffee done already because I needed coffee.
Right.
I needed my dose of my coffee. Luckily there was coffee done. And then I went on Target and I ordered a fucking coffee machine because I had a fucking panic attack at that moment. Like, I need my fucking coffee. Now, I get it, guys. It's not essential. Well, no, coffee is fucking essential for me. It is an essential
for certain people
thing.
It's essential.
Okay. I need it every fucking day. I do. I ordered the machine for pickup, right? And I'm like, all right, solution solved. Everything is great. But because I wore out the coffee machine, now I'm concerned that I'm going to wear out my vibrator.
Right. I mean,
this is very possible.
It is possible. That's why I had to order a new one, to be honest. Mine died.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks ago. No.
But did you have a... Oh, so you pay full price.
Oh, no. What do you mean? I have a code. Yes. No. I thought you meant if I had a backup. No. I have been without a vibrator.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Which is why I need UPS to get their lives together. Listen.
Oh my God, that just hurt my soul.
I'm stressed.
You are stressed. Oh my God.
Hence why I have so many rants in the morning.
This is why. Now we figured it out. She is so angry with life and UPS because you have all of that built up. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. Now, this is a problem. We need to file a grievance or something against UPS. I don't know. We got to file a complaint because this is just not okay. And I resent the gentleman who went on a podium and decided to say that a dildo is not an essential item. Again, you know, the whole COVID pandemic is not a laughing matter at all. It's not. It's serious. And we do take it serious. But I just felt that for those several people who are choosing the route of quarantine and no chill and masturbating, because maybe they are like me and they're truly fucking scared of what the fuck is going on right now. You know, it's kind of like, all right, you scrutinizing us for placing fucking orders. Well, then what the fuck? I still need a piece of lingerie, even for myself. I need to look pretty even when I play with myself.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck? I need to get in character. I need to have a whole outfit on. It's for me.
Ambiance. I need my candles, like all of that.
Yes, the whole nine. I need it for myself. Like, this is self-care time. This is me time. I meditate. I'm doing my little masks. I'm doing all of that. I'm taking good care of myself, making sure that I'm surviving this shit
and
to the
you
best
have
of my
to.
abilities.
It helps.
Right.
Like, I don't know about you, but I suffer from anxiety. So what I can do for myself to make myself feel calm, like, I'm gonna do it.
Have you been triggered lately? Because I also suffer from anxiety, and I have been triggered.
Yeah, my train rides home trigger me. I feel like I can't breathe on the train, and it's terrible. I actually, my mom will probably listen to this episode. Sorry, Mom. Yes, I bought a vibrator. But
sorry, Mom.
Yeah, yesterday I actually called my mom because I woke up. I had taken a nap, and earlier in the day, I actually found out that my friend lost his mom. We don't know if it was due to COVID.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
But she was found in her house by herself, like on the floor. And for me, that's a fear for me, being a single mother. My son doesn't speak. So it's like, who can find me? So I woke up and I could not breathe. I had to call my mom, and I was like, Mom, I just need you to be on the phone. I FaceTimed her. I said, Mom, I just need you to be on the phone with me. Yeah. While I'm cooking. I know it's just my anxiety, but I'm scared.
Right.
And she just talked me through it. Yeah.
Steph, I'm so sorry to hear that, because, and thank you for sharing that. And, just to plug it in right there. Again, I'm sure she's going to shine more light on all of her journeys on her show, but I mentioned it early on, hearing your episode with Carla on Carla's podcast, Shit on 30 podcast.
Yes.
It is in the most recent episode. So if you want to get to know Steph, a little bit more, please feel free to listen to that episode too. I thank you for sharing the anxiety piece, because, we're, all jokes aside, yeah, we are sexual women and we're going to put that shit out there, but we also have our own struggles.
Right.
And I believe you had mentioned before you are in therapy. I'm in therapy also. I do go to therapy for myself again. But anxiety has definitely been a huge struggle. I've recently have encountered panic attacks. I've had a few, for different reasons.
Right.
For different reasons, not just during this quarantine, or the pandemic. It actually got, ignited, I should say, before even the quarantine happened.
Same.
For other reasons, for the whole question of, where's my life going? I just launched the podcast. I have 13 years in healthcare. When you have, well, at least for myself, or I don't know if you've been in these shoes too, it's not about being hungover on a relationship you've had. It's more or less what you've learned from that relationship.
Right.
And what you do with that. Right. And so I was recently faced with that too, for myself again. And it's not pretty. And so to catch that shit in public on a fucking train ride.
Listen,
girl, like, fuck, like, and just so you know, like, and I'm gonna put that shit out there. Anybody who ever the fuck deals with this shit, and if there's a way that you want to just, even through my IG, call because you need to fucking talk to someone, please feel free to, because I know what the fuck that is like. Yeah, I know what the fuck that is like. It is not a good feeling. Like, your whole body just like shuts down on you. I don't know if that's exactly what it's like for you, Steph, but when the panic attack hits, you lose control entirely. And like, you're there, but you don't feel everything that's happening to yourself. It's disgusting.
So for me, I get more hypersensitive. So I start thinking I can't breathe, and then I start feeling all types of things in my body, and I'm like, oh my God, am I having a heart attack? Oh my God. And then this is also stuff that I've dealt with, like with my weight and the fact that I'm a single mom, and it's like, I'm alone. If I pass out right now, who's going to call the cops? Like, and so all of that is going through my head at the same time. So it's increasing my anxiety and it's increasing my panic attack. That's exactly how it happens to me. So that's why I've learned, like, I either get on Instagram and I rant and I let it out, or I call my mom, or I call my friends, or I get on FaceTime, and I'm just like, I have to let it out. I have to speak, because if I don't, it's just going to sit there.
It's going to kill you. It can kill you. It can literally kill you. One thing I learned how to identify, and I learned this with my therapist, my body temperature changes. And I can actually, I will say this out loud, because a lot of people have noticed like certain things happen to me that didn't realize I was suffering from anxiety, or even that I have been having panic attacks. But it's a pressure pain that gets started in the back of my neck, and comes up through my head a little bit. And it feels like it's a migraine coming, but I don't really suffer from migraines. I don't. And it's a whole body temperature that changes completely, and it's in my entire body. And that's what I mean, where I like lose control, because I know my body temperature is changing, but I have no motor skill at that moment to open a jacket, to fan myself. Like, I always carry a bottle of water with me, because if I start feeling the heat rising in my mind, I'm fixing that with the bottle of water, and I take a sip. So it's interesting to see like how different it could be from one person to the next, when we get triggered. But we do get triggered. When you said on the train, was it that the train was crowded? Is that what you had dealt with?
So yeah, recently, the train was really packed. Like, there was this woman standing over me, and I just felt like pressure in my chest. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm okay. I know I'm healthy. Why can't I feel like I can't breathe? I almost felt like getting out the train to walk outside to get fresh air. But I was just like, no, Stephanie, just stay. I turned off the music on my phone because it was too much in my ear. And I just tried to sit there and breathe. So I know people are probably looking at me like, this girl looks insane. But I do what I have to do.
Yeah. That's interesting, because I felt a little bit of anxiety the first time I got on the train, from when the quarantine started, but because of how far apart everyone was. And it was like, I always like to go either to the front of the cart or the back of the cart, right? Not the train, I mean the actual cart, whatever cart I'm in. And like, those seats were available. So if, let's say, I entered towards the back of the cart, I was able to catch one of the corner seats. And then there was like no one in that section. And then it was like, literally, it felt like 6 feet away, then was the other person. And then another 6 feet away, and that other person was diagonally from them. And it was in a diagonal way. And it was like, holy mother of God. Like, I actually got a little scared actually seeing,
it's scary,
how far apart we were on the train. And it was like, whoa, like it took me by surprise. Like, I don't think I had registered how different it would look on the train. I don't think I registered how different it looked when I got out of the train to see what Manhattan looked like. Like, there was nowhere to have lunch. Everywhere was shut down. I know they said that you can do takeout, but there were places that were completely shut down. There
Boarded
was nowhere. Boarded up. Yes. Oh my God, you saw that too.
Yes.
See, because they're probably afraid of this
looters
shit fucking really causing the chaos. Where was it that oh my God, I have a Facebook friend, but I respectfully, he's a physician who I became friends with, and I worked for him. We remained friends, and he actually brought this to light. And he said that he hoped that this pandemic did not become what the Summer of Sam was. Summer of Sam was 1977.
Right.
For those who don't know, look it up. Summer of Sam, New York City, where you had all the chaos and the craziness, the looters, and you just had so much shit going on, and businesses were affected. It was like disgusting. It was the blackouts that, the moment a blackout hits, that's it. We're in a fucking war zone. Everybody comes out and they're on the attack to see what they could get. And he wrote about that. And he said he hoped that this is not where we were going towards, being here in New York City. Obviously, he had lived that. 1977, 2003 was the next blackout he mentioned. and now the shit we're going through, right? It's insane to me. How are you dealing right now with the anxiety and your triggers? Like, are you still doing, like, for example, we're virtually recording. Are you meeting your therapist virtually? Like,
so I actually have to find a new therapist.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had separated from her before this had even started. So I have to find a new one. So it's mostly now I'm just realizing my triggers and just reaching out to family and friends. To get me through.
Are they being supportive and understand? Like the people that know, I would assume is who you reach out to.
Okay. Oh yeah, definitely.
Are they being like supportive? They're being understanding.
Yeah,
like...
I mean, it's mostly my mom, to be quite honest.
Okay.
And she's home. You know, she's quarantined, so she's just in the apartment, and she's very religious. So she prays to me while I'm on the phone. Okay. And you know, it just calms me down.
Yeah, for sure. I've been drinking a lot lately. Right. But that's not how I cope.
That's just quarantine life.
It's just the quarantine life. It's my virtual party thing. But I definitely started the meditation. I was never actually a fan. And then a friend shared with me that that's what she started doing for herself. And she shared it with me. She shared a book that has been teaching her how to. And then episode 5, I had my guest, Captain Kim, from the podcast Bustelos and Cigarillos. And she actually shared too that she's been starting her days with meditation. So while I still have access to my therapist virtually, the frequency is not as often like as it would be face to face.
Right.
And it's great to have that access, but it's also not the same experience. So I've definitely been in touch with my meditation side. I'm still cheating. I'm still looking at the time to see what time 15 minutes are up, because you know I suck at that. I'm
terrible at meditating.
Did you ever? Oh, you know what that reminded me of? I don't know if you ever played this, but you probably did. What was do you remember that game you would have to put
7 Up?
Put your head 7 Up. Oh my God, do you remember? I was the worst at that game.
I would look at people's shoes. And that's how I would guess.
That was me too. So this is why I suck at meditation, because I have my phone there with the timer, right? And I'm like peeking my eye open. I was telling my I should call her a co-host because she got her podcast going too. I was telling Captain Kim, like, dude, I suck. I'm cheating. I'm like looking at the time. Yo, 7 Up. I sucked at that shit for real. Like, I would like to know how many of y'all did play 7 Up, because that was like such a fun game.
It really
was. I can't even lie. That was so awesome. All right. So, I mean, I definitely love that, you know, this whole transparency of the both of us, like you've shared a little bit here and there, you know, with what your journey has been. And again, let me just say this, what I've learned of Steph has not been yet through her podcast, because it's not out yet. It has generally been through this circle that we've been given an opportunity so gracefully to join.
Yes, shout out to Carla Womaris.
Shout out to her. And I'm gonna tell you guys why, because going back to, you know, the things of the 30s, one of the things I discovered after I turned 30 was, and I know it's a hashtag somewhere out there, but there's true meaning to it, is surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yes.
And I get the whole surround yourself with positive people. I get the whole surround yourself with good people. But it's the objective of surrounding yourself with like-minded people. And I feel like the circle in itself has been such a blessing. You know, when I learned of this person, Carla Womaris, it was about a podcast and a show.
Yes.
And it was about getting a transparent person and having an intimate moment to relate to that person. But then to wholeheartedly see an entire group of women that can relate to her on so many levels. And she has been able to, in one way or another, bring us together to be able to share and to be able to build something. If anything, I mean, what an opportunity, what an outlet for us, whether it's to vent or to just have a pajama virtual party. Or let me not fuck it up. It's a virtual pajama party. Let me put respect on that name. For us to drink together, for us to be able to talk shit, for us to give advice to each other, for us to share so much. It has definitely been a way to cope. And it's been such a genuine, such a heartwarming circle to be able to turn to.
Right.
And I genuinely learned the little bit that I've already known of Steph, because it's something she's chosen to share with us and rant about on a daily basis on her IG story. Cause I'm gonna put her contact information in the show description, so y'all can feel free to enjoy,
to watch my rants.
Exactly how I do.
I just need to know, are y'all dead ass? That's all I need to know.
Y'all gotta stay tuned for this. Is that something like you're gonna segment it?
I am. I'm gonna segment it into my show.
Yes, I'm so excited. Y'all just heard a fucking episode. It's been a full-blown meal for y'all. We just served it to y'all. It was two sides to this plate. As raw as it gets, with double or nothing. We just gave you a whole bunch of shit here. And I hope that what you learn from this is it's okay to have anxiety. It's okay to have your triggers. It's okay to cope. And if your coping methods are meditation or masturbation,
right,
we're here for it and we support you. And dildos or any other form of toys for anyone out there, it is essential sometimes.
Very essential.
Process your orders, Amazon Prime if you can, so it could get there, because I can't deal with UPS. They piss me off.
Let's not.
But y'all should. No, like seriously though, keep on taking your precaution. Be smart about what you're doing. These times are tough, and it is moments like this and people like Steph that help me get through days too. And be able to still, for us at least on this world of podcasting, where we're able to create and we're able to still, I don't want to call it a distraction, because this is not a distraction. I'm keeping myself busy and distracted.
Right.
But this is really something that has ignited a whole new passion for me. And I cannot wait till you are further ignited with yours.
Yes, I can't wait.
With that being said, do you want to let us know? Do you want to let all the listeners know what the name of your podcast is? We know it's May 1st.
May 1st, the Fine and Thick podcast, FAT, will launch. Okay. Yes. You can also find me on Instagram _StephyKiss, StephyKiss.
Yes, and you already know your girl's gonna have under her show description all the contact information for myself, for StephyKiss, and hold up a second, let me not forget this. Y'all can't see us, but we beat this face up because we knew we was gonna record.
Right.
Steph does some amazing makeup too, so y'all should go check that out as well.
Thank you.
Don't forget, as you tune in to weekly episodes of Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast with your host, Miss D, give us some insight here. What is your dose? What is going on with you guys? Do y'all need some? Y'all heard the shit. You need some help investigating anything at all? Let us know who you want to hear about. What you want to know? What do you need advice on? Anything at all whatsoever. We're here to talk. We're in times where we have nothing but time. So
and it's a great time to support one another.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. So, Steph, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
It's been so much fun. I say this so far so good on every episode that I have with a guest. It is not their first or last time. I know there will be another opportunity with Steph. And again, I am so proud of you.
Well, I'm going to have you on mine. So that's for sure.
Yeah, you know it, guys. That's what's going to happen. Tune in to next week's episode. Again, you will enjoy this one. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. Send us your proof. The giveaway is still going on because COVID-19 said so. So we're just going to keep riding with this giveaway. Again, thank you, Steph. This has been episode numero 6. Episode 6, Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I've been your host, Miss D. It's been real, and I will see you next week. Bye.